And I'm making myself some winter lunch in Minnesota. I do this quite often, mix onions and mushrooms and a little bit of beef with French onion soup. First time I've done it this season, but it's quite amazing. If you go to Quick Trip here in Minnesota, you get a charcuterie board tray with a couple crackers and some salami and a few pieces of cheese for $6. Or you can buy 2 4-ounce sirloins for around $3. An onion, we grow those in the garden. And then I got a thing of mushrooms for a couple bucks. So for about the same price, add a can of 99-cent French onion soup. And I think I'll enjoy this quite a bit more, especially on this cold day. There's also enough here for a few meals, a couple meals anyway. A little guilty splurge, a piece of provolone that I'll let melt in there. You know, the truly good stuff in life takes a little bit of work. And maybe that's where we've lost ourselves. I think it's actually two things. I think it's appreciation of the people and the things that we have around us. That can be explained by how many people are in isolation still. I've found that being away, there's a saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. That may be true, but we're not really absent. We're just not in each other's company. So I think appreciation is one of it, and the other is just losing sight of how important it is to work on things that aren't our jobs. Perhaps another way of saying it is we don't take the time in many cases to work on ourselves or give ourselves some time to grow. For example, I'm learning a part basically for a play. I didn't intend to do it, and I'm on a short duration. It'd be very easy for me to say, I don't have the time, I'm getting pulled in multiple directions, and I'm not going to do the work necessary to do this work, and just read it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to promise that I'll have it perfect. I'm not even going to promise that I won't have certain parts that I will have to read. But in the 2 weeks that I have, I'm going to do everything I can to learn as much of it as possible. And I guess the point to that is my mom always said she would be proud of me if I tried my best. I'm not trying my best, if I'm being honest with myself, if I go into that play and read all my lines. I am doing my best if I've done some memory work, and I may surprise myself in that and find out that I'm able to do it all. And I think there's a very important lesson there. Similarly, when I first started getting into motorcycles, I didn't think that I would take a wrench to one. And yeah, I've had some points where friends have bailed me out. And I think that's sort of the point behind everything is, we're here to help each other as brothers and sisters on this planet. But I attempted things that challenged my comfort zone and continued to do so. It's easy just to say, I'm going to have somebody else do this for me, or no, that's somebody else's problem. And maybe we need to look in the mirror a little bit and ask if that's good for our own personal growth. Maybe that's one of the reasons I haven't pushed a video for a while. There's all kinds of excuses I can use, like it's too slow to run the software that I use, Final Cut Pro, on the Mac, and I kind of did some of the videos using Wondershare. Should I be using that anymore? And, it's really easy to say, I don't have the setup to make this happen as quickly as I used to, and defer it and defer it and defer it. They're just excuses. I've been putting off for a while is checking out whether or not the reason my Jeep doesn't have heat right now is because it might not have coolant. That's a pretty easy thing to check. I doubt that's the problem, but if it is, it's an easy fix. I was just sharing with my lovely bride that's probably one of the best purchases I've made in a very, very long time. Went to start up the Jeep, and it's been sitting for a while. No heat means when it's negative degrees, I'm not going to be taking it out for a spin. And I have something that's low draw. I'm going to guess that And I should really remember that this thing likes to die. So we're gonna let this sit for a minute and hopefully get beautiful Minnesota in the wintertime. We're heading into a new German restaurant, new to us anyway. Maybe gonna get some Wiener Schnitzel or Jaeger Schnitzel or Sauerbraten. Up in Stillwater, Bavarian style. I am up in St. Cloud at Val's Hamburgers. Stopped in, actually ran into somebody I knew. How about that? And thought we would try out one of these burgers. I had it come across my feed, so call me intrigued. I'm usually seeking out a good burger. We'll figure out if it's worth the stop. I was busy chatting, so I didn't get any video feed or pictures from the inside. Looks kind of like it used to be, almost like a Dairy Queen, but they put a porch on it so they could serve in the winter. Typical old school cooktops, and it looks like it's pretty legit. I'm gonna head to the hotel and find out. Nowhere to sit inside, just a pickup type of place. Okay, moment of truth. Looks kind of like it might be similar to Snappy Stop. One looks very similar. We got the Works cheeseburger. So onions, ketchup, mustard, cheese. Pretty basic. Not too bad. It does remind me of Snappy Stop. Maybe not as much for fixings, but it's good. Compared to Matt's, not even close. So if you're up in this area and you can get over to the cities, Matt's Bar and Grill's where it's at. Working on this stuff is a harsh reminder that I'm not as young as I once was. And it's definitely not genuine professional, but it'll do the job. It gives me is all this building space for signage and route decorations that I get along my journeys. Like I've started on the different sides already. It's looking a little bit different since the last time I showed you the front of the barn. That was mostly framed out and built last season. So in the spring I've been putting in this wonderful flooring that was given to me by a dear friend who I am naming this wing after. And I've got windows still in around there. I'll put some trim around the window. I'm about to do that here. Then once I get that done, I've got a new shelf that I'm going to start constructing. And we'll start moving storage equipment back from storage and make use of this space. Now in the last video, I talked about using my bedroom windows from childhood. These are not them. As I said, or noted, sometimes things don't go as planned. We did have them in there at first, but they were too hard to pop out, and I just didn't have the right hardware. So I had that one in storage, so we did get use of that. And I just picked this one up. And we'll use those windows. I have tons of them on another project, maybe a greenhouse or something like that, where I don't need to move the windows out. And on the opposite wall, these guys started coming back in. Not all the boards are in the barn, but they're just slowly making their way in to give additional inspiration. And as you see, I still have some ceiling work to do in here. It's a beautifully dreary day in Minnesota. Wind's picking up a little bit. My arbor press came, and I have that for making spoon rings, but I have another device for that too. Arbor presses are great for a lot of different applications and fittings. So we'll have that in the tool arsenal as well. Gonna head in for a quick break and go back out in a minute, and we'll get to building some shelves. Come in, and like I said, additional storage. Got a bunch of stuff that has to get out. It's getting dark now, so it's hard to see. Here's what I'm going to tell you though. I saw the shelving unit at Menards and thought, for the price, and it's black, I might as well give it a shot. I like the black better than I like Gorilla shelves, which are kind of, well, they're a beigey color. The money I saved on this was not worth it. I should follow my own advice. Spend the extra money on the Gorilla shelves. It was really difficult to get these pieces in, and you have to get it all the way around, and it's completely disassembled. Doing this job by yourself is a nightmare. You will get cut, and you will swear. But I guess in the end, it looks pretty good here. And we have some stuff to store, and then all the tools. I'll keep some of them in here, but most will go back to the shop now that we're getting near done. Still got to put in the ceiling in here. I'm going to do the ceiling in the barn too. But here's how it turned out. I haven't put a trim around this window yet, but I'll get to that later. More importantly, for the most part, this is clearing out, which I love. This desk with the press is going to turn 90 degrees, and it should fit nicely in this front area where I've got the rubber pad. Originally, I was going to work on bikes in this building, and those plans changed a little bit. But nonetheless, I think it'll work out nicely. And ultimately, this will hold a computer that will go into some of the radio gear and maybe some other computers, and we'll operate from in here. Next step is to come in and clean off desks, which have a ton of stuff. This is my electronics desk, and as you can see, it's overrun with tools that I've been using, but I've got a scope back there, soldering stations and desoldering stations here. Lots of cool stuff. And I think I've earned some rest. So I'm going to go in and play some Magic the Gathering and take some Advil for my back because it's kicking. And just take it easy for the rest of the night. Maybe go sit in the hot tub for a while. We'll be back at this soon and see if I can get her even closer. Recently I discovered Tubi, and I've been on a little bit of a nostalgic kick as far as movies. And recently it's been George Burns. We watched Oh God and Oh God 2, and now I'm about to watch Oh God, You Devil. So kind of miss him. John Denver, of course, was in the first one too. We miss him too. But Sunday, then it's good sometimes to get some time away and just relax. Well, we are out and about. It's late February. Unlike last year, I haven't ridden yet. But we are at 44 degrees, which is pretty good. And what's the date? The 16th of February?
Today's the 22nd.
22nd. I am off by a week. This is what happens when you work from home, I guess. So the 22nd of February, 44 degrees, going to the car wash because my truck needs it badly. And I am about to take off to go to lovely Arizona just in time for 50-degree weather. Couldn't have done it last week when we were in the negative temperatures, but oh well. So I'm going to be relying on some pre-stage videos. You probably have all been figuring out that I put together a bunch of them based on footage that I had collected in 2023 and 2024. It's really been that long since I've pushed anything, I guess. And I'm getting ready for a 2025 season. Last year in 2024, I really only took the bike to Sturgis twice. And I really didn't do much else because Amanda, the girls, and I went cross country in the car. This year, I'm hoping to take the bike up and do the circle tour. One of my riding partners is saying he might not be able to go now, so if that happens, I'll have to work it out with Amanda and see if it's still alright if I follow behind on the bike, and I hope she says yes. If that's the way it goes, I will probably take the red bike, and it's very possible that on that trip I will do an iron butt. I think that's it for now, and more to come soon. It's kind of wild to be outside in just a shirt, and that's because I'm in Arizona. Flew in this morning for work in Scottsdale again. I think if I talked about transplanting between Florida and Arizona, Amanda would pick here. I have family somewhat nearby, and I'd love to see them. Every time I come through, it's so quick I'm not able to. But that would definitely be a perk about being out here, is people I know. It's fun, traveling. It's been so long since I've done it, up until recently. And I hit a new milestone today. It's kind of embarrassing, but I could actually bring the tray down fully extended in front of me. And so weight keeps coming off, I guess. So I've had a Twix today, and yeah, that's real good for me, right? So I'm looking forward to dinner.